I've had a wife, girlfriends, the mother of my children, all different women, all gone, and I've been alone now for years. Like many middle-aged divorcees, I've stayed chronically single after my breakup, and I don't see that changing. And there are a couple reasons for that. For starters, I've got a basically non-existent social circle from which to meet new people. You see, about the same time as my last breakup, the big one, it probably would have appeared to an outside observer that I was actively trying to destroy my social life. Already, the bulk of my social interactions were tied to the friends and family of my ex, a local who had lived in this region of France her whole life. As an American expat, my family was an ocean away, and my closest childhood friend is amazingly on an island in Spain, but that's still about a 2-hour plane ride away. Then, with the breakup, I also moved about a half an hour away from my old town, basically going from a place where I didn't know that many people to a small town in the mountains where I didn't know anybody. And I did all of this in early 2020, right in the heart of the pandemic. So, perfect timing. So, if I'm not meeting that many people in real life, you're thinking, well, what about internet dating? That's super fun, isn't it? I hate internet dating. I mean, I remember when it was new and weird and awkward and like nobody would admit that they were doing it, but like everybody was. And the thing is, it actually worked. You're actually meeting people. Now it's like picking out cereal at the supermarket. Everybody seems overwhelmed by the abundance of choice and scared to death to end up with Weetabix. So we all spend all of our time reading the labels because we're too traumatized to just toss something into the cart. And at least for me, my recent experience has been that it's not titillating or even fun. It's more like I've got a side hustle in sales and my heart is just not in it. So I made the weirdest Tinder profile imaginable, and it's basically just pictures of my teeth. I made a video about my profile, and that video is even better than this one. You should click right up here and go check it out. I'll probably also put the link in the description. And finally, I just don't have that much to offer right now. And I don't mean that as like a self-criticism that I'm not interesting or worthwhile. It's just where I'm at in my life right now. I mean, at 30, the implicit offer is, hey, I've got to work. But other than that, I'm completely available. We can travel, we can go out. Heck, we can maybe even start a family. Now I know, as we get a little bit older, everybody's got different expectations and I can't just glom it all together. But it's still a fact that when you've got less responsibility and less commitments, you just have more time and energy to offer somebody else. I mean, now the offer is, you come after my kids, my job, and my chores. And sometimes even when all that is done and put to bed, I'm so exhausted that I just want to lie in a hammock and watch the sunset. And so no, I don't want to go kite surfing this weekend. So that's my deal. I'd love to hear in the comments section if you've been uncoupled in middle age, how it's going for you, if you're back out there meeting people or if you're taking a break. I would also greatly appreciate it if you're enjoying this video to hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel to get all my future videos. Please and thank you. I know people that are seemingly always in a relationship. As soon as one ends, be it 5 weeks or 5 years, they are seemingly immediately looking for another one. Now, that's just not me. I'm not saying that I'll never be in another serious relationship. Just that right now, for a number of reasons, being single feels right. I think it's mainly about priorities. Since the breakup, I've mostly been focused on building this house and raising my kids. And kids are only little for a handful of years. My priority right now is just taking advantage of that as much as I possibly can. Along the same lines is the time issue. I rather selfishly want to keep what little spare time I have left over for myself. Usually for learning or creative projects, or just to relax and enjoy the silence. And people stress me out most of the time, to be honest. I'm not a particularly social cat. Other than a few close friends that are scattered all over the globe and family, hanging out in groups and definitely dating. Of course, I'm not dating my family, but you understand what I'm saying. Hanging out in groups and dating are definitely not activities that I consider to be particularly relaxing. Now, not being particularly comfortable with people probably goes a long way to explain my resounding success with relationships. I think relationships are a skill that some people are just innately better at, like math or art. People seem to talk about relationships as if it all depends on the other person. The whole idea of meeting the right person, or you just haven't found Mr. Right. But the more that I think about it, the more I believe that there's probably some truth to the old adage, it's not you, it's me. And that's okay. I can draw and do long division. I love my alone time, and I am not somebody who gets lonely or bored. So I know this may not be for everybody, but for now, it suits me. And if there's a point to all this, I think it's that it's okay to be single if that's what suits you. Unless you don't want to be single. In that case, go and get some cereal, man. Because even Weetabix is better than going hungry.